The lullaby. The call rings out. I tell myself the students are still learning, in secret, the history of the Kurds. The call for prayer echoes through Evin prison. It turns me cold with fear. Footsteps. I know the sound of those heavy boots. I know them well. My pen falls down from my bed and I curl into a ball, shrinking, terrified. The pain in my head and face, legs and back, stomach and ribs become much sharper. Clutching at the pillow does not stop me from shaking. The footsteps stop before they reach my ward. Hands up, I think, and almost say it out loud. Hands up. The old guard says. I know what they're doing in the other cell. The blindfold, the click of the handcuffs, and the guards take Ali out, pushing and kicking him. I toss and turn and follow them in my head as Ali is taken downstairs, dragged 19 steps to the right, down 19 stairs, and delivered to the interrogators. Under his blindfold, Ali will count the pair of shoes in the room. 4, 6, 8 black formal shoes that are thick with blood, polished by blood. The whipping will start soon after the curses. If the man they call mongrel is there, the interrogation will last longer. It will be much more painful. Every Kurd knows this man's strange voice, the unusual mixture of high and low. In his vocabulary, fucking murdering savages means Kurds. It is rumored that his brother was killed 35 years ago in one of the uprisings. 5, 6 whiplashes and Ali will think about concentration camps, pyramids, the Great Wall of China, but he will not feel the whipping, I hope. The number of cracks on the wall is 305 today. I sneak a pen out from under my mattress and take some paper, folded 4 times from my underwear. My dear students, I write, lying on my left on a stinking army blanket. My dear students, all I have been able to do for you is to secretly teach you our Kurdish alphabet, our literature, our history. Please, children, remember your heritage and pass it on. Dear little ones, never allow this knowledge to steal from you the joy of childhood. May you keep the joy of youth in your minds forever. This may be the one and only investment you can use when the agony of earning the bread and butter dominates you, my sons, and the sin of being the second sex overpowers you, my daughters. When you're picking flowers in the valleys to make crown for your children, tell them about childhood. Remember not to turn your backs to your dream. Never turn your back to your love, to music, to poetry, to Kurdistan's magical nature. Get together, sing the songs, and recite the poems as we used to. In me, there was a cruel prisoner, not used to the clanking of his chains. I recite aloud, clinging to the door of my cell. I don't know how much longer these bars will keep me from freedom, from ordinary life, keep me in a cell that is only 5 steps wall to wall. The steel toilet of my solitary cell The still toilet of my solitary cell stinks. Alliteration. In me, there was a cruel prisoner not used to the clanking of his change. I recite aloud. Shamlu's palms again, Ali asks. Through the bars, he looks so thin, so dried up, so weak. What could be more healing, I ask, staring at the brick walls. I have not seen myself in months. Mirrors do not exist in prisons. I'm sure I don't look any better than Ali. Read your own poetry, he says. Oh, I'm not a poet, just a teacher who loves poetry, I say. Did I tell you I had a student with the name Ali? Silence. What would you do to them, Kak Farzad? Ali's voice is shaking. His cheeks and eyes are bruised and his muscles are hardly moving. What would you do if you could do anything you wanted to these torturers? I think about this question for quite a long time and say, I'd send them to rehab. Ali forces a laugh. Does your foot still hurt? My entire body does, Aligian, but this is the pain of a nation and the cure too, so it's not all that bad. I know under the prison gown, Ali's body is a patchwork of wounds. Make sure you don't forget us, Mamosta, when you're freed, Ali says, his voice getting fainter. Even though his body is much stronger than mine, I know he's too weak to stand or speak much longer. I don't even know how he has lasted this long. I spent 18 days in an emergency room after my wounds from interrogation became infected. Even there, I was not allowed to sleep or to use the washroom more than twice in 24 hours. Kept in the humidity of a cold lockdown where all I had to wrap around me was a gray, once white mat, which made me more sick. They must have played football with Ali too. The interrogators, the players, stand in the corners of the room, tell the enemies of God to strip, kick our bodies around, threaten to rape us, curse us and our ethnicity, kick our heads, kick us harder when we are already injured, and threaten our families. And we cannot help the screams that satisfies them so much. Do not worry, Aligian. I write down what I cannot say to his face. Do not worry, Aligian. Your cries are not a sign of weakness. I have seen a human's birth. Cries and struggles are the first signs of life, not of weakness. A mountain begins with its first rocks, and a human with the first pain. I sing Ali's favorite lullaby. He once said he used to sing it for his daughters when they were babies. I wonder if he will see them again this week, or if he might wait until the bruises on his face at least heal a bit. Ali weeps and I sing louder. My lullaby passes through the concrete walls. Other prisoners, political or non-political, are quiet. My lullaby soothes them even though it's in Kurdish and they do not speak the language. Lie, lie, lie. "18, 19, 20. I'm counting the cracks on the ceiling. My lawyer is presenting some documents to the judge. It is hard to breathe here. This room is dense. It stinks, as if the walls were made of corpses. The judge leaves his seat and is walking to the door that convicts cannot use. It's only for him. The attached light brown desk divides his honor space from that of the non-honored ones. Farzad is absolutely innocent in this regard, my lawyer says for the third time. Your Honor, he's not part of any anti-Islamic Republic group. He does not support any, Your Honor. are only 3 of us in the room, but the judge seems not to be hearing the lawyer. He stops, and I wait for him to say something. He comes back, tucks some paper under his arms, and walks to the door again. I'm going for my afternoon prayer, he says. Your afternoon prayer? I shout. He stops. I have been in prison for 845 days. The words jump out of me. For 212 of those days, I was not allowed to contact my family, have a lawyer, or even know what my crime was supposed to be. The judge touches his gray beard, where I think he must keep dead mice. He takes a step towards the door. After I was proved innocent of all the charges of bombing and terrorism, this new accusation came up. A member of PKK, they didn't even bother to make up a single document to back this up. Every step he takes towards the door makes me speak longer. All my wounds hurt. I limp towards his long desk. He will not hear me. Worms wriggling in his ear stops my word from getting through. Even if it were true, which is not, the PKK is the Kurdish group against the government of Turkey. Why does Iran care? The judge is holding the door's handle. He looks back, looks around, and at the camera installed over his high chair. Listen, he whispers. The intelligence service wants you dead.